Welcome to the Aviation Rundown. Here are the major stories making headlines across the industry. Boeing and FAA. Self-certification returns, cautiously. Boeing has regained part of its authority to certify aircraft after years of direct FAA control. Beginning this week, inspections for the 737 MAX and 787 Dreamliner will alternate between Boeing and the FAA. It's a sign of restored trust, though the FAA is keeping limits on aircraft production until further improvements are proven. Boeing also secured new orders, but fines for past violations remain on the table. This step marks a turning point for Boeing, symbolic progress but also added responsibility to uphold safety standards. In other Boeing news, Turkish Airlines has announced a massive order for up to 225 new airplanes. The order includes up to 50,787 wide-body aircraft with options for an additional 25 more. This is huge news for the struggling manufacturer and signifies growing ties between the American aviation industry and Turkey. Flight caps and staffing shortages. At Newark Airport, flight caps have been extended through 2026, holding operations below pre-pandemic levels. Similar limits remain at other New York area airports. The issue is tied directly to air traffic controller shortages, which continue to strain the system. On top of that, potential funding gaps could delay hiring and training of new controllers, raising fears of longer delays and added pressure on the workforce. Passenger demand is climbing, but without enough controllers, the system struggles to keep pace safely. Cyber attack at European airports. A cyber attack targeting a key passenger check-in system caused disruptions at several major European airports. Some hubs had to switch to manual check-in, creating long lines and delayed departures. The incident highlighted how dependent aviation has become on centralized IT systems. Cybersecurity is now as critical as physical security in keeping global aviation safe and efficient. Internationally, China's C919 and Breeze Airways are making waves. Nigeria is weighing the certification of China's C919 jet, a move that could expand its airline fleets while deepening ties with Beijing. Meanwhile, in the US, Breeze Airways has officially become the first new flag carrier in more than a decade. The airline plans to launch international service next year, with routes focused on Mexico and the Caribbean. These stories show both the globalization of aircraft competition and fresh opportunities in U.S. air travel. Other developments this week include legal action tied to a past mid-air collision and new research suggesting sustainable aviation fuel supplies could meet long-term demand. That's a wrap on this week's aviation news. From safety reforms to new carriers, the industry is navigating change on every front. Thanks for joining me, and see you next week on the Aviation Rundown.